Hello, I'm Ryan F9 and I am super sick, so it might be quieter than usual, but we're going to talk about the Lowrider S. So, Harley announced this bike mid-year at the X Games, and so if that isn't an indication that they're trying to attract a younger crowd, I don't really know what is. Basically, it's a rip-off of Jax Teller's bike from Sons of Anarchy. You know, it's a club-style Dyna, and that means it's stripped down, it's light. I mean, well, it's 305 kilograms. That counts as lightweight at a Harley Davidson dealership, not so much anywhere else, but yeah, it's a light Harley. It's more powerful. It has the 110 Screaming Eagle engine in there, so it's a pretty powerful Harley as well. And then it's, you know, blacked out components and control buttons, tall risers, drag bars, chopped fairing back here. We have that hacked off. You know, and the bikini fairing up here is typical club style Dyna as well. I actually don't like the bikini fairing. You know, to me, if this were taller, it'd actually keep the wind off my head, and then, you know, I could have maybe some storage space back there or something too. But anyway, that is what that is. The one thing I thought I would love about this machine, and I don't, is the wheels. You know, they're supposed to be gold, which would have been awesome, but in real life, they're just brown. You know, these are just brown. Cast aluminum, they look dull and cheap, so not a big fan of those. I do love this though. That's the heavy breather air intake, and it's dope. I mean, yeah, you have to put a little rain sock on it when it rains, but it's just so cool. I like it. I like it a lot. Cool. All right, let's do it. To tell you the truth, I probably would have scrapped this review if it were any other bike, but you know, this thing just makes me feel really good. So even when I'm sick, I still want to ride it. Oh, there we go. And you know you're on a Harley, right? There's gonna be a shaky camera down here. You know, pop, 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 pop. And the engine is rubber mounted, but you know, so it doesn't make my hands go numb, but you still know you're on a Harley. It really vibes, and that's what you want. At least if you bought this bike, that's probably what you want. So I'm happy about that. Cruise control over here, I should mention. It's kind of weird on a Dyna. I mean, it's not the bike that you want to ride across Canada. I'm not sure how useful cruise control is going to be, but it's there, so that's something. Whoa, I sound like Barry White today, seriously. It's just like, ooh, let's get it on. Ooh. Very sensual. 3 guesses where I am today. It's not Montreal. This view is a little bit more vague, but we're going to head out this way, and then it's going to be a bit more obvious where we are. This guy is like watching bicyclists speeding or what? Maybe cars. This is Ontario. That means I can turn right on a red light here. I hope, because I'm about to do it right in front of a cop. I'm going. Power! So it's, what is it, 115 foot-pounds of torque, and horsepower is somewhere between who cares and no one gives a shit, because this is a Harley. The power comes on pretty smooth too, and I like that. Yeah, it's just a fun thing to rev the engine on. This engine does have, let's tuck in here real quick, because the window is there. It's probably going to be really loud in this winter helmet. This engine does have one problem though, and that's that it loves to pump its power up high. You know, to be honest, it doesn't really feel any more powerful than the 103 that the other Dynas get, but this engine loves to pump its power above 3,500 RPM, whereas the other one is more happier at 3,000. And that's fine. Normally I wouldn't care about that. You know, it's fine that it pumps its power up high. It's kind of cool because it's a big engine, you know, that has like a marathon 111.1 millimeter stroke that every piston has to run, but even still, you know, it revs up there pretty quick, and it loves to sit at high revs. So that would be fine. The problem is, as I was saying, is that the limiter is set at a really tame 5,500 RPM. The tach is way below the line of sight, by the way. I don't like that. But yeah, with the limiter set really low, I always find myself bouncing off it, and that's kind of annoying. So I'd maybe get an aftermarket ignition and try to fix that limiter issue. Other than that, though, it's a beauty of an engine. The only other thing that's sort of there is to say about the power delivery is I think Harley built some some laziness into the throttle by wire here. Maybe because, who knows, maybe I'm a shaky-handed newbie and there's a torque monster between my legs. Well, for whatever reason they did it, it makes the throttle response not all that responsive, actually, which is kind of a bummer. Is this a bike path? I have no idea if I'm allowed to be riding down here or not. So that's another thing I don't like about the power delivery, is that the throttle by wire is just a bit lazy, but I think it is on purpose that they did that. This is definitely a bike path now. Oh, I gotta get off here. In case you didn't know where we are, you can see the top of the CN Tower there. That's pretty obvious giveaway. Okay, I gotta get out of here as soon as possible. Riding a Harley down a bike path is like, I don't even know, that's like slapping like a Greenpeace junkie in the face, man. People are gonna be mad. It is nimble though, it's nimble like a bike. I mean, maybe not that much, might be going a tad too far. His family's like, what the hell are you doing? I'm trying to get out of here, I promise. It's pretty nimble, you know, it handles well. I got these premium ride emulsion shocks. They're pretty quick to turn in, and they hold their line really well in a corner. I was surprised, you know. I mean, this bike has like a 30.5-degree rake. I thought for sure it would feel really big, but it's not. It's nimble. It's a flickable bike. The lean angle ain't much. That's the only sort of real downside, and because it is heavy, you know, the chassis squirms quite a bit in the corner. But otherwise, it's actually a really sporty handling bike. I mean, that's what Harley's S line is all about, is these sort of sportier models, and I really feel like that was successful here. It's quite bizarre to hop on a Harley and have it ride like this. It's not exactly what you'd expect. So, yeah, I really like that about it. That's fun. You know, I got mid controls as well down here. I mean, the riding position is comfortable. It's a low rider, so it's low. But the mid controls are here, so I'm not super feet forward. And then the drag bars have just the right amount of pullback to kind of lean my body in and have a really aggressive riding position. And so it's quite flickable in that sense. You know, the body position is ready for it. The bike's happy to do it. So yeah, I'm really keen on that. Quite like it. Let's see if I can. It's a big bike. I don't know if I can split through there. Maybe not. But in a minute, I'm gonna get up there and then we can end this vlog and I can go have a cup of tea or something. You can stop listening to my raspy voice. All right, let's jack this spot so we get the skyscrapers in the background. Cool. Oh, this is fun. I just love riding this thing. And we got a full review coming out next week. And I'm sure I'll have more bad things to say about it then, but honestly, as a tool for making you feel special, it just doesn't get much better than that. So, as you probably noticed, and I didn't, and my GoPro fell off somewhere back there, so I'm gonna go find that. You stay tuned for the full review coming out next week.